So good day everyone. So my name is Exekal Baay and now we will discuss about the physical learning environment. Next. So what is physical learning environment? So the term physical environment refers to the overall design and layout of a given classroom and its learning centers. Next. So the physical learning environment also has something to do with the condition of the classroom, the immediate environment of the learners, which allows maximum interaction between teachers and students and among students. So this one, it talks about interaction between the teachers and the students and among students. So ang students is kung na sila sa physical classroom is habang discuss si teacher is both students is kanang mag-share sila silahang thoughts or pwede po ang teacher to students is mag-share og thoughts sa isa't isa. So mura siya og kanang exchanging of thoughts kung baga. So it allows students movement without unnecessary distraction, allows teacher to survey the whole class, is safe, clean, and orderly, is well ventilated, spacious, and adequately lighted, and makes possible rearrangement of chairs if the needed arises. So kung musulod ka classroom na kanabitang si tawag kanang na siya good ambience or kanang nindot siya ang classroom is kanang ganahan jud ka mo sulod sa klase and pag-participate sa class. Parehas atong room na to sa 310 nindot man siya inigsulod nimo kada kag design then ang environment niya is nindot pod hinlo, so ikaw ganahan jud ka mosulod and mo-participate sa class kanang maski usahay wala na kay masabtan maminaw kanang malingaw lang kag tan-aw sa sa design sa classroom is okay na kanang mura siya ang goal nimo is kanang mura siya og kanang maengganyo ang student mosulod kay nindot ang environment sa room ug nindot pod ang classroom itself. So next is, let us not forget that learning environment is the place where teaching and learning takes place in the most effective and productive manner. It consists of the classroom and all the instructional features and non-threatening classroom climate needed in planning and implementing all teaching and learning activities. So next, the arrangement of furniture. So the furniture like the table for demonstration is located in front and chairs are arranged facing on it with enough space in order to move around easily. So kanang murag na siya og kanang traditional lang na classroom na kanang ang teacher's table is nasa tunga then ang bangko sa mga students is nasa yang atubangan and then kanang spacious po siya ba ang pagka-arrange sa mga bangko like kanang dili po siya yung naguot, di po siya yung naluag kayo, tama lang siya nga kanang makatuyok ang teacher while ga-discuss siya para maano niya if ang student is naminaw or wala. So next is display shelves for safekeeping of projects, collection, and outstanding work are located at the sides. So parehaan ng kanabitong kanang reading area sa mga elementary kanay na ba nga ang kanabitong kuan ang kanang murag ang display shelves nila ba like ang libro is kanang naka-arrange siya is ang kanang mga printed materials kay para if pangitaon siya sa teacher or sa student mangita sila libro dili na sila maglisod kay naka-arrange naman siya and hinlo pud siya tanawon and dito pa na siyang hinlo kay para hawa while ga-discuss ang teacher is dili mo distract ang student magtan-aw sa display shelves na kanang lain hugaw wala nagkadimawa mga libro so mas mayo siya nga hinlo. So next is bulletin board are attached or hung to the wall for posters, illustration, and announcement purposes. So, kani siya kasagaran na ni siya sa likod sa classroom. Like kanang na mga bulletin boards diha nga. Naadya ang mga announcement for upcoming events and para dili na pud kayo magsigig announce ang teacher. Like mo man nato napansin nga dili kay sila mag-announce and then kita limutan na sa bulletin board para ma-update ta kung unsay kanang mga unsay mga kalihukan sa eskwelahan. The next is blackboard are usually in front to be used for clarifying and in making diagrams during discussion. So, di mo mawala ang blackboard no sa usa ka classroom kay though ang kanang mga teacher is nagagamit na sila og technology when discussing to the class, di mo kay mawala ang blackboard kay para na sa example like kanang mag-discuss si teacher dayon magamit kanang mag-drawing siya og diagram, so magamit gyapon niya ang blackboard. So mo na siya dili jud gyapon mawala ang blackboard.
Good day everyone, this is Janine Leroy Banyas and the topic that I am going to discuss is all about the different seating patterns. So first is we have the traditional seating pattern wherein chairs are formed from rows and columns directly facing the teacher. So in the traditional seating, seats are in straight rows facing the front of the classroom where the teacher typically stands or sits, making the best use of classroom space. This is also one of the most common styles of classroom design across all levels of education. With this, students cannot all see the faces of their classmates, which aids in reducing the student-to-student interaction, which gives teachers control. So basically, if the teacher can easily see the faces of the student, it will give them much supervision or power to control the class. And it creates or leads to conducive environment on class discussions. The traditional lecture setup typically consists of rows of fixed seating, so students face the instructor with their backs to one another. This classroom seating arrangement is historically common in colleges and universities, minimizing student-to-student communication and largely supporting a stage-on-the-stage learning environment. So the highest communication interactions between professors and students typically occurs with students in the first row or along the middle of the classroom. So students in the back rows are more likely to be less engaged. And next is we have the formal seating pattern, which enhances students' social skills, develops cooperative learning, and helps one another by sharing material. So for examples, activities like group discussion and poem interpretation. So this seating pattern with this seating pattern, students develop skills such as communication, problem solving, collaboration, and more in this arrangement. And next is the informal seating pattern, wherein chairs are formed into big circle and students are facing each other. It enables the students to communicate with their classmates and gives emphasis to the teacher and also maintain the interaction of the teacher and the students. This seating arrangement can help instill a sense of belonging within classroom communities with overall positive effects on learning, emotions, and well-being. And lastly are the others like horseshoe arrangement, which chairs are formed into U-shape, rectangular arrangement, and open classroom arrangement, which has their own ways of principles and teaching implications in order to monitor each student's attention and actions inside the classroom. So the horseshoe or semicircle offers a modified round table setup where all participants face each other while the instructor can move about the room. So a horseshoe setup can be particularly effective when the instructor wishes to project and discuss course-related material in the front of the class. So seating arrangements are important classroom setting events because they have the potential to help prevent problem behaviors that decrease student attention and diminish available instructional time.
Classroom proceedings. Classroom proceedings also accommodates different types of learners. For instance, students who are visual learners can excel in a classroom setting where theoretical presentation, storytelling, or movies contribute to the lessons. Hand-on learners may also do well in a class. Classroom proceeding, this involved between the teacher and the student na include diri ang interactive discussion and activities kung asa na ma-enhance ang ilang understanding. For example, ang teacher kay maghatag og lesson about sa ilang topic, ang mga student pod mohatag pod sila og opinion about sa ilang gitopic. Interaction. A diverse situation may exist in the classroom at any given time. Students differ in abilities and interests while teachers likely employ different strategies. Teachers must be sensitive to positive or negative interactions and must immediately undertake an instant revision or adjustment in the methodology. When necessary, the primary goal is to be able to motivate them to work harmoniously. Thereafter, inculcate the values of cooperation and congeniality. Interaction, this communication between teachers and students or among students nagatake po di siya og questions and answers. For example, the teachers can engage the student to posing the question na related sa ilahang topic. Then ang student po is makipag-collaborate sila or maghatag sila idea about sa ilahang topic.
Good evening, Prof. Rona. This is my report about a physical learning environment aims to, number one, encourage students to be more active. So, being a teacher, you should be more encouraging your students to be more active about learning activities, just like assessments, quizzes, and other action activities. So you should be more practical in encouraging your students to be more active to other activities. So example number 2 is promote and facilitating the individual's discovery of the personal meaning of ideas. So being a teacher, you should be more facilitating your students to give more than ideas and make number 3, emphasize the uniquely personal and subjective nature of learning in which differences good and desirable. Number 4 is consistency, recognize people's right to make mistakes. So, being people, you should be rightful to make constantly mistakes. So you should be more aware for practical things that maybe happen. So that's my example about that. Example number 4. Okay. Number 5 is tolerate ambiguity. So that's all the example of the physical learning environment aims to. And the other one is physical learning environment. Okay, what is physical environment? The physical environment refers to the external surrounding and conditions in which we live and which influence a person's health. The physical environment comprises all the different factors of nature, including air, trees, natural vegetation, lakes, and the ocean. So that are the examples of physical environment. The other example of physical learning environment is learning achievements or student achievements. Student achievements refers to the extent to which a learner has attained their short or long-term educational goals. Like Example, your school grades, winning a scholarship, receiving an academic award or prize, leadership in an academic club or society, and etc. This is another thing about other activities of being a student. The other example about learners or achievements and physical learning environment is evaluation is a cooperative process which emphasize one self-evaluation. Number 2, encourage openness or self rather than concealment of self. Number 3, people are encouraged to trust in themselves as well as in external sources. Number 4, people feel they are respected and accepted. And the last one is permits confrontation.